Hello. How are you doing tonight? I feel very on-camera worthy because I spent the whole day inside. It was very hot. I was very tired today. I really wasn't feeling great about going outdoors. And my wife wanted to run a lot of errands, and she's like, "Can you stay home with the kids? Can you stay home for this?" And I was like, "You know what? Yes, I can. It's fine." So today was very much an indoor day. Now, I didn't just nap the whole day. I did get some work done. I was doing some writing, which I felt good about. I'm going to work on some more writing maybe tonight before I go to sleep. But yeah, that was basically my whole day. Some writing, a little bit of video games, and just being home indoors with the kids. So I'm going to answer a question. Today's question is, how would you describe your time in school in 3 words? 3 words. Well, obviously in my life I've been to a lot of school. I've been to a lot of schools. So these 3 words do not describe one particular school time, but many school times. So in chronological order. Number 1, harrowing. I didn't get along with a lot of kids. I don't get along with a lot of adults, so I definitely did not get along with a lot of kids. I think people thought I was weird. People were definitely ready to make fun of me. I wasn't, when I hear stories about being bullied, I feel like I don't know if I could qualify my experience as bullied, because I really wasn't under a lot of physical duress. Like, no one was really threatening to beat me up or anything. But a lot of kids made fun of me a lot. So the more time I spent in school, the less I wanted to be there. So I would say there was a gradual psychological barrier that was building up because I didn't want to be around these kids in school. So why I hesitate to call it bullied, I really was not. I was not welcome at school. I did not feel welcome. I felt uncomfortable all the time. Number 2, aimless. I didn't know what I was supposed to do at school. At the early years, it was very straightforward. You go to school, you do your homework, you go on to the next year. But by the time I got to high school, it was very clear that other people were doing things like with a purpose. Like they were doing this, and they were taking, certain electives or doing certain activities. Like, oh, this looks good in your college resume or whatever. And I was like, what do I do at college? What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Which is why when I first graduated high school and I went to college right away, because that's what you're supposed to do, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know what the point was. I took classes almost at random, and they bored me. So I didn't do very well, and I kind of stopped showing up because I didn't get it. So ultimately, high school and my first run of college were disastrous because I had no goals. I had no directive. I'm sure I had a guidance counselor, but I can't believe they gave me any advice worth keeping. It was just kind of like, well, you should go to school. So that was really uncomfortable. I would say by that point, it was less about me being made fun of by other kids, and it was more just about I didn't know what to do at all, anytime, at home or at school. So I felt really bad. And that was also probably the worst years of my depression, being, like, I would say high school, late teens. I was the worst I've ever been. Just miserable all the time. And I didn't know what to do. I had no answers. But the third word is empowering, because eventually, years later, when I was already a grown adult, I had an idea. I was like, if I go to school at night and get some school credits, I could maybe go back to being a student, because I was working full time at a job I hated and I didn't like it, and it was clear that the job didn't want me to stay. So I found a purpose through Japanese study. Hey, I'm living in Japan, right? And through that, I found a goal. And so once I had a goal, going to school was extremely, extremely empowering, because it rewarded me for the choices I was making. It showed me that, yes, I could do it. Because When I failed, when I did badly at school in the '90s, because I had no purpose, I thought, oh, I'm bad at school. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to be at school. The truth is, it was just a matter of I had no reason to be at school. I had no goals. Therefore, school meant no sense to me. Once I had a goal, a clear objective in mind, school was easy. But more importantly, it was empowering because it showed me, oh no, I can do this. You were right. You didn't need those terrible jobs. You didn't need to sit all day in a post office staring at a wall hoping for some change to happen. You can make change, and you're doing it right now. So while most of the time I spent in school in my life was disastrous and depressing and harrowing and aimless, as I said, ultimately it was empowering. And I'm very glad. I only wish I had been empowered sooner, so I could have maybe come to that realization earlier in my life when I was still young instead of when I did graduate college. Well, that's it for me. It's getting late and I'd like to do some writing before I go to sleep. Good night, everybody. I love you.